Now, if you're planning to do any digging on your property, here's a bit of information that is important for you to know. With us today is Randy Norton, Executive Director, Missouri 811. Thanks for being with us today.
Oh, well, thank you, and hello to Cullerton viewing area. It's a great, beautiful, stormy day.
Yeah.
We talked about that earlier.
Tell people exactly what Missouri 811 is.
Missouri 811, everybody affectionately knows us as Dig Right.
That's it.
They have the old jingle stuck in their head. But Missouri 811 is the notification center, so before you dig, by law, you're supposed to contact us. Then we notify the utilities, and they mark where the utilities are so that when you do excavate, you excavate safely.
Incredible. So kind of tell us like who all uses the system, because we know like homeowners obviously, but how all does that work?
Everybody uses it, homeowners,
Okay.
Professional excavators, MoDOT. They're starting an expansion of I-70, so that's involving us as well. So they contact us either online, Missouri811.org, do the request online, or they can still call 1-800-DIG-RIGHT. But really the number to know now is 811.
Makes it simple.
Yes, it is. And you know, that's the thing, I get calls at the office, they say, I need a place to locate. I say, well, just dial 811, and it takes a little while to explain to them. Very easy.
All right, how deep are these lines and things buried in a yard? Because I'm sure you hear plenty, but I was just digging a little hole.
You know, that's part of the picture, Tom. It's a great question because the utilities, we don't know how deep they are.
Okay.
Particularly things like fiber, telephone lines, those can be very shallow. Water lines and things like that tend to be a little bit deeper, but we don't know. So that's why it's wise to contact us, get them marked, so you know where they're at, so as you can dig carefully.
You spoke about being wise, and so sometimes we can go wrong with this if we're not using the right services like someone like you. So tell our viewers, what are some of those consequences if they're not using the system?
You know, the lowest level consequences, you might be that person who knocks out the internet in the block.
And then everyone's mad at you.
Right, you don't want to do that. But more seriously, you know, our mission statement is enhancing public safety, which there's electric lines, there's gas lines, and if you penetrate or break one of those, it could make for a bad news day.
It also, you know, when you were kind of laying out what Missouri 811 is about, you said by law.
Yes.
And when I hear by law, that means you mess this up, there could be penalties involved.
There are penalties. The enforcement authority for the statute is, of course, the Office of the Attorney General. And by law, you could face a fine up to $10,000 per day per incident.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, wait a minute. Now, when I think of the lines that run, I think of periphery.
Right.
Is this the same if I'm just digging in the middle of my yard?
It kind of is.
Okay, all right.
You know, definitely one thing for everybody to know is that there are some underground utilities that belong to you as the homeowner. The key is meters. Where's the meter? Gas meters tend to be up by the side of the house, so they will mark it up to the house. Water meters tend to be up by the curb, so that line that goes from the meter to the house typically belongs to the homeowner.
Okay.
And it's really helpful. I encourage everybody to find out where that's at, because the utilities will not mark that. There are services available from our website, Missouri 811, on contact to help you find those privately owned utilities.
Now, I know I'm throwing something out of left field here, but I've had people come and mark. There are different colors. What do they mean? I'm confused by all of that stuff. I figured if there's a line there, don't dig. It's got to be like space on either side of that line, doesn't it?
It is 24 inches on either side of that mark.
Okay, 2 feet.
Is the tolerance zone. So if you're digging within that 24 inches, you have to be careful. So yes, there are different colors. Blue is water, yellow is gas, red is electric, and so on.
Good to know.
All right, so one more time, if people want more information, how do they go about getting a hold of you all?
Just go to Missouri-811.org, or if you want a place to locate, 811.
There you go. Easy as can be. Well, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys.
Great information.
All right, well, what